We're going to get started with our warm-up. Our first exercise is going to be knee hugs. So what you're going to do, you can do this walking or standing in place. You grab your knee and hug it up to your chest. Just going to alternate legs. Alternative to this, you can do high knees, whatever you feel comfortable with. And Ernie, we're going to go ahead and get started. Ready and begin. Just giving your leg a hug. Pulling it up towards your chest. 30 seconds.
You got 15 seconds left, everybody. Keep it up. Three, two, one, and time.
Great work, everybody. Next warm-up is going to be hip circles. We're going to do this one leg at a time. It's not our typical hula one that we usually do. You can have a wall or a chair of support, something stable. Just do one leg, going forward. And then halfway through, Ernie, we're going to call it switch. We're going to go backward. We're going to do 30 seconds on each leg. Ready and begin. Going through that full range of motion.
Oh, forward.
And switch.
Which direction, everybody? If you're going forwards, go backwards. If you're going backwards, now we're going forwards.
Three, two, one, and time.
And then go ahead and switch sides. Starting forwards, 3, 2, 1, begin.
And switch sides.
Switching directions, switching directions. 15 seconds here.
Three, two, one, and time.
Great job, everyone. For the next one, we'll come on down to the floor. It's going to be our cat-cows. It's going to be what Max called four-paw position on our hands and knees. We're going to arc our back, looking up towards the front of us. And then we're going to pull our belly button up towards our spine. Cat. So imagine trying to get your belly button as high as possible. And then switching back into back to the arc. 30 seconds and begin. A good way to do this is to time it up on your breath. Breathing out. Going through one motion. And then breathing back in as you come to the other.
Halfway there.
Going at your own pace here. Doesn't have to be fast.
And three, two, one.
Great job, everyone. Our last one's going to be our arm circles. Just going to stand up. I'm going to start with big circles going forwards. Ready and begin. And switching to big circles going backwards. And some small circles going backwards.
10 seconds left.
Forward circles.
And three, two, one, time.
Our first exercise is going to be a squat. If you have some weights, you can hold it down in front of you, in front of your chest in a goblet squat position. We're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed outwards, squat down, keeping the weight in our heels, and our knees over our toes throughout the whole motion. Keeping our core nice and tight. 30 seconds, ready, and begin. If you don't have any weight, you want to make it more challenging, you can also raise your hands over your head. Do an overhead squat, I'm not the most flexible, so I'm not the best person to demonstrate that. That is an alternative.
Halfway there. You're all doing great. And time.
Great work, everybody. All right, our next one is going to be our yoga push-ups. So if this is too difficult for somebody, we can just go ahead and do our regular push-ups. And I'll show you the modifications to those as well. Our yoga push-up is going to start off as a regular push-up. We're going down, and on the way up, we're pushing up into a downward dog position, and then coming back down. Doing regular push-ups, we can do those against an elevated surface, such as a table, a couch, something stable that won't move. Or we can also go down to our knees, though you won't be able to get the yoga push-up in with those ones. You could do that on an elevated surface, though, just like this. 30 seconds, ready, and begin. This is a great way to work for your chest, your triceps, and some shoulders as well.
Halfway there, everybody.
We're starting off and new to this exercise. You can think of it as two parts, the push-up and then push up into downward dog.
3, 2, 1.
Great job, everyone. And then next set, once you're more comfortable with the motion, it's going to be a push-up, and as you're pushing up, you're going to be moving into downward dog. Our next exercise, we stay on the ground for our Supermans. So we come onto our stomachs. We're going to have our arms out in front of us, feet back behind us. We're going to raise our feet and our legs to the ground, and our arms, pretend we're flying through the sky. Making sure not to crank it as hard as we can, hurt that lower back. Just going, lifting up off the floor, squeezing everything in the back, not too much. 30 seconds, ready, and begin. Slight pause at the top, holding everything off the ground, come back to the ground.
Halfway there, everybody.
Keep your head neutral, looking towards the ground. Don't crank it up to look in front of you.
And 3, 2, 1.
Great work, everyone. We're going to stay on the ground for our side planks. Show you a couple of variations to this one. One option is to be on your hand, your foot, with your arm at your side, above you. Look up to it for balance. We can come onto our hand and our knees, make it a little bit easier, or even our hand and our forearm. We're going to do 20 seconds on both sides, Ernie. So call it out, and we'll give about 5 seconds in the middle of that switch. Ready, and begin. Again, no matter what position you're in, put that opposite arm up in the air for a little extra balance challenge. If you're feeling really stable,
5, 4.
You can look up towards the hand. Switching sides, 20 seconds on the opposite side.
And go.
Ready, and begin. Remember to breathe. It's important to breathe throughout all the exercises, especially ones like this where we're just holding
3,
the same.
2, 1, done.
Great job, everyone. That's it for the floor. Come back up to our feet for our good mornings. Gonna get our feet shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more. Knees slightly bent, soft bend your knees. Pretend we have a bar back or a weight or something. We're going to hinge at the hips. So we're putting the hips back, keeping that torso nice and straight, head nice and neutral, bending down until we feel that stretch in our hamstrings, and then pulling ourselves back up and pushing with those glutes to the top. 30 seconds, ready, and begin.
Halfway there.
15 more seconds, everybody. Great work.
And 3, 2, 1.
All right. Our next one's going to be our cardio. It's going to be standing, and it's going to be square jumps. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend there's 4 dots in a square right in front of us. We're going to hop forward, to the side, back to where we started in a square. 30 seconds. Ready, and begin. Forward, right, back, left. And repeat. And go at your own pace. Square doesn't have to be huge. Making sure landing with the soft knees. Don't want to just be straight-legged as we absorb that impact. Great work, everyone. Keep it up.
5 seconds left. 2
3,
and 1.
2, 1. Time. Great work, everybody. Our last exercise is going to be our hammer curls. Grab our dumbbells, our water bottles, whatever we have. If we don't have anything, we're just going to go through the motion. So the hammer curls is going to be a bicep curl, except our palms are going to be facing in towards each other. I'm going to start with that nice athletic stance, weights at our sides, palms facing in. Curl up, bringing the weight towards our shoulders, controlling the weight on the way back down. 30 seconds, and begin. Great work, everybody.
Ten seconds left, and you're almost there. And 3, 2, 1.
Time. Great job, everyone. That is the end of our first set. Go ahead, grab some water, take a break, catch your breath, and we will be back in 2 minutes for our next set. All right. Like I said, we can grab our leg and bring it towards our butt, soft bend in our standing leg, and tucking our hips forward so we can feel that stretch all the way down our legs. Or we can come down to the floor, one knee, and push our hips forward, keeping our torso nice and upright. We'll feel stretch down the front of our leg. 30 seconds on this side. Ready, and begin. Either one of these, you want to try and tuck your hips forward and under you, and that'll let you get a better stretch. You might even have to back out of it a little bit. It might be a little bit too intense. Again, you can challenge your balance with this one too if you're doing a standing one by raising your arm up over your head.
1, and switch.
Switching sides. Here we go. And begin.
Fifteen more seconds to stretch out those quads.
Breathe while you stretch, and on that breath out, you might be able to get a little bit deeper into it.
And 3, 2, 1.
All right, coming out to standing for our hamstring stretch. Be reaching down towards our toes, nice straight back as we do it. Or we can spread our feet a little bit wider and reach down and touch the floor. Same thing, keeping that nice straight back to start off the stretch. And then we're going to drop down and let ourselves hang toward the ground and relax for the last 10 seconds. 30 seconds on this one, and begin. Nice straight back to start it off. Ernie, if you call it the last 10 seconds.
I got you. And 10.
And dropping down into the floor, down in that back, letting ourselves relax down into the stretch.
3, 2, 1.
And coming up. Next one's going to be our chest stretch. Kind of interlock our hands in the back, and then try and raise them up, stretching out all the way across the chest. Can't grab your hands behind your back. You can do the same thing in a doorway. Grab your doorway, turn it in, stretch, or just raising your arms back as much as you can. 30 seconds, and begin. Keeping that torso nice and upright. Head neutral, looking forward. Try not to overly arc our back as we're doing this, keeping that core nice and strong as we stretch out our chest.
And 3, 2, 1.
Great work, everyone. Last one. This one, we have two options. We can either do it in the doorway, be stretching out our lats, those nice long muscles along our back. Doorway, you sit back. If you have your right arm on the doorway, you can put your right leg back behind you, and it'll increase the stretch along that lat. Alternative to this is you can come down to the ground for a child's pose. Get on your knees, and we can sit back on our butt towards our heels, standing our body out in front, or setting our arms out in front of us, stretching out along that back. Go ahead and get in whatever position you're going to do. If we're going to do child's pose, we're going to do that for a minute, and we're going to do 30 seconds each side if we're doing the standing one. Ready, and begin. Nice deep breaths as we stretch out.
$15 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Switch them sides.
Switching sides if we're doing a doorway stretch. Remember to kick that same leg back behind you. So if stretching our left arm, kick that left leg back behind us. Give us a deeper stretch. Relaxing and getting deeper into that stretch as we breathe out.
Ten more seconds. And 3, 2, 1.
Time. Great work, everybody. That's all we have for you today. As always, thanks for coming, and hope to see you on Thursday.
Great job, everyone.